painting wilted flowers. I do, I actually really do. So I don't get rid of them. I take pictures of them. Sometimes I paint directly from them because no matter how good your pictures can be, no matter how good your camera can be, it doesn't catch all the details. I love how gnarly they can get. Look at them. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. That being said, I'm wearing a toque because I'm having a very horrible hair day. And I didn't want to spend time doing my hair to go on camera. Two, it is cold outside, so bringing the cold in. What else? It's been snowing. And my tree, basically I need to dismount it this weekend. So this is the last time I can film with the tree in the background, and I really enjoy having a Christmas tree around, so I'm gonna film now while I have it. Doesn't smell so good. Before I throw these out, I'm gonna have to do a video of me painting these. I'm gonna have to draw them. I think they're dry enough at this point that I don't think they get any more drier. So I'm just gonna empty this and prep these for drying. So every time I move them, I'm losing little petals. I need to be careful. I want to arrange them, but at the same time, I probably won't be able to. So, and I need to get rid of the mess on my desk because, or change the background or put something behind it, because right now it makes it impossible to see the details. But look at how pretty they are wilted. All right, so I put this in the background and I have a better view of what this could look like. And I'm not sure about the composition right now. It's a little too much in the middle, but if I move them around a little too much, it's not gonna work. So I might leave it this way and take a few reference photos. And I ended up doing 3 quick sketches in 3 different mediums. The first one was charcoal on newsprint paper. I wanted a quick sketch. I wanted to see what composition I could come up with the whole vase and flowers. I ended up liking this sketch more than the other 2. I think it's because it was very loose, done very quickly. I wasn't relying on color, I was just relying on value, the shapes, and the texture for the flowers. Basically, one of the things I really liked about wilted flowers is their texture. They're not quite as smooth, they have some dryness to them, they are pointy, they are gnarly, they have different weird shapes, and I feel this sketch represented that fairly well. The third sketch I did was with oil pastels on cold press cellulose paper. This was a complete and utter mistake to use this paper. It is technically cold press, but it's machine made, it's cellulose, and it's very rough, and the texture is very mechanical in a way and not suited at all for oil pastels. I'm fairly new to oil pastels. I have thankfully a small set of Mungyo and I have a full set of Sennelier, but I have the Sennelier, the large ones, and I have a giant size white Sennelier, and they're extremely
extremely soft. Thankfully, I had the white ones because they let me put on some of it on top of the colors. That meant that I filled out the tooth of the paper a little bit better. And then I went back with the colors on top of the white and back and forth to get rid of that dryness that came through because of the very textured paper. I ended up using some knives to be able to maybe add a little bit of texture to the amount of oil pastels that had gone on to the paper. Ultimately, I do not like this particular sketch. I love the colors of it though. So there's that. Finally, this last one is probably the one that's the most traditionally somewhat finished. I also think this is probably the one people would like best. It's on Canson Mi-Teintes Bisque paper. I did a sketch in charcoal and then I went in with my soft pastels, my Blue Earth soft pastels. All the materials that I use will be listed in the description. So why do I not like this one the best? I like the first one the best. This one, I must admit, even though I think it turned out okay, something to me was missing. It feels less intense in the sense that I feel like I cheated a lot as I was doing it. And I was like, okay, I want to try and make this look good. And somehow that defeats the purpose of what I was trying to do which was trying to get a sense of what the subject was. The one thing I enjoyed though was as I was putting the colors down, I was debating as to how I was going to represent the shadows and the petals in the background, which were in the shadow. And one of the things you need to know when you draw anything or paint anything in yellow is probably one of the most difficult colors to shade. It's a very light color, so what happens to it when it goes in the shadow? So one of the things that happens with yellow, and think of it as what happens with white. When white is in the shadow, it goes gray. So how do you add gray to yellow without making it dirty? So one way of doing that is using purples. In a way, purple makes yellow look a little more vibrant because it is a complementary color to yellow. Opposite the color wheel to yellow is purple. So I use dusky grayish purples in the shades, and I enjoyed doing that with this particular drawing. And I usually don't like necessarily to draw a whole vase of flowers. I like concentrating on the details of one. And that's one thing I enjoyed about this one. Thank you for joining me today. I did 3 sketches in 3 different mediums on 3 different kinds of paper. I will likely be doing more studies and drawings and maybe even paintings of these wilted flowers in the near future. In the meantime, please share in the comments which was your favorite of the 3. Take care. I'll see you next time. Ciao!
That's going to be an interesting outtake.